Bird, no help. Brown with the notion now comes over. Here's Barkley through the foul, looking for the contact. And he'll go to the line.
Once Barkley started his dribble penetration, he knew he was going to come to a jump stop, get somebody in the air, and then watch his left arm as it goes out right at the end of the jump there to draw the contact and have the opportunity to go to the free throw line and make two.
Klein called for the foul. That's 3 on Joe Klein. Barkley 3 for 3 from the line. Celtics 95 and the 76ers 82. Bird for 3. That is his third from downtown. He has 23.
Does he know when to put one more nail in that coffin? Loves to do that. Drive that stake right through the opponent's heart.
Larry Bird continues to hit from long range. He's been able to fight through that back injury, which he says is feeling better. Gilliam, 98-84. Celtics, just under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Shaw threw it through a crowd, and we get a traveling violation called. Gamble coming back along with Mohorn. Well, if the playoffs began today, this would be the alignment. Indiana will go against Chicago, 8 meeting 1. Chicago with the best overall record. Philly would open against Milwaukee. It would be Atlanta, Detroit, and a rematch of a year ago with the Knicks going against the Celtics. The Celtics, the second seed in the Eastern Conference, off the record of 48-17. They're 1 game behind Chicago.
The surging New York Knicks.
They have played very well. They are at Milwaukee this afternoon. They've won 5 in a row, 9 of 10. Boston by 14. E. Brown to Larry Bird. He had very little room. Klein back for Bird. To it between 2 Sixers and then throw it away. Barkley protecting the dribble, and it cost him. Gamble on a pull-up, and Rick Mahorn clears the board. Anderson wide open from downtown, way off. The basket counts on the foul. Well, Ron Anderson will say, what a nice setup I threw from Charles Barkley.
You get the three-pointer one way, or you get it the other way. From way behind the three-point line, he's going to tell us it was a pass. Charles catches, converts, opportunity to get 3. It's the bottom line. That's what they say.
Kevin Gamble called for his 5th foul, and Barkley seeking his 30th point. Well, he's missed a couple. 12-point Celtic lead. 76ers now 4 for 16 from 3-point land. Foul called on Turner. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the National Basketball Association and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the NBA. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Ahmad Rashad from the Boston Garden. Here's Bird for 3. And rebounded by Gilliam. Larry Bird is 4 for 9 from downtown. 4:10 left in the fourth. Again, the double up on Barkley. Now single coverage by Klein. And the foul call. Barkley hit on the reach-in. For Klein, it is his 4th.
With just about 4 minutes left in this game, they've got to get shots up at the basket, the Sixers. They can't keep running the clock down.
Well, coming up next, NBC Sports will take you from Boston to Bavaria for continuing coverage of the World Figure Skating Championships via satellite from Munich. And you'll see the ice dancing final featuring the Duchesnes of Canada skating for France, trying to defeat their Soviet rivals. The World Figure Skating Championships next on NBC. I should say the Duchesnes. Forgive me.
I was going to say that. I just wanted to leave you alone there.
Boston by 10 with just under 4 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's Brown. Celtics by 12. Again, the double. Hawkins with the step. Took the hit. It counts. And the foul.
Just what they need. A couple times down the floor where they get the ball to go in, stop the clock by drawing the foul. Couldn't ask for anything better as far as the Sixers are concerned. Beats him off the dribble, a little fake to get him in the air, and then the concentration after the foul to still score the basketball.
Percy Hawkins, an excellent free throw shooter. To the line, it's Ricky Green. Back in, replacing Andre Turner, leads with 10. So Kevin Gamble has fouled out. He had a hot stretch, leads with 16. Good shooting performance by Gamble, who was not getting the shot opportunities recently and is not one to force the issue. He's at 60% shooting. That's tops for the NBA. The Boston lead is 9. 3:25 to go in the fourth. Parrish setting on Mahorn. Well, Mahorn pushed him further out, but Parrish still able to hit.
He makes that little saddle move across the lane, almost shoots it from the other side of the lane.
Brown off the steal. He has Pinckney on the wing. Brown with the fake to Pinckney and then kept it to himself.
He loves that fast break situation of 2-on-1, fake right, and finish with the left hand.
And D. Brown of the Celtics hearing it from the crowd. 15 points for the rookie from Jacksonville. Barkley, yes. And Boston leads 104-93-33 for Charles Barkley.
The foot fake by Charles got the defensive player Pinckney back off him far enough where he had a comfortable set shot from medium range.
Bird looking for the three. Mahorn giving him no room, and the fans broke it up. Hawkins for Barkley. He was looking for the three.
Now you've got Parrish outside in the transition defense. Bad matchup right there for the Celtics.
And this time he hits it off the dribble. 104-95 Boston. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Boston Celtics have won 6 of their last 7. They're gunning for win number 49. They're 48-17. 4 on the 24. Lewis. Loose ball foul against the Celtics.
When you have that bigger player guarding you, first thing, face the basket, little foot fake right there to get him back. Pinckney retreats. Now you got room to get the jumper off.
The Celtic foul called on Pinckney and a timeout called by the Sixers.
Championships only on NBC.
Well, there's the coach of the 76ers in the midst of the huddle, Jim Lynam, in his 3rd year with Philadelphia. Spent 2 years as coach of the LA Clippers following great success at St. Joseph, Philadelphia. And you folks may recall this second-round NCAA game back in '81. St. Joseph's shocking them top-ranked DePaul 49-48 at the buzzer. There's Coach Jim Lynam with his daughter, Denise, and there she is today. Denise Lynam.
Must have got an important phone call at the last minute. Trying to give Dad help. Someone called in.
Jim telling us that after that upset of DePaul, when he was hugged by a very attractive young lady, he was constantly asked, who was that woman? And he kept saying, it's my daughter. And by golly, it was.
He said The most interesting thing at the end of that game was the fact he felt he knew, he was the only person that felt he knew the game was over at the end, that time had expired, because they had no more timeouts left at the other end.
That was an amazing day in NCAA play. As you watch Hersey Hawkins at the line, Boston now leads 104-96. There were 3 unbelievable finishes. Rolando Blackman of Kansas State hitting a last-second shot. U.S. Reed of Arkansas with a half-court shot to beat Louisville. And the win by St. Joe's of Philly over DePaul. A minute 41 remaining in this fourth quarter here in Boston. And the Celtics lead by 7. They've led by as many as 16. Brown played by Green. Brown urging the Celtics to provide the wrapper. Pass broken up. And last touch by the horn, a break for the Celtics. Only 4 remaining on the shot clock. Both coaches alerting their players to that fact. Oh, the steal by Hawkins. He has Gilliam ahead of the field. It is down to a 5-point Boston lead.
You talk about hanging around. The Sixers have always been in that 10, 12-point area to give themselves a chance. Here it is right now.
Chris Ford taking the timeout with a minute 16 remaining in the fourth.
We invested $100 million.
Hawkins fakes out Bird. He starts to go with Lewis cutting through here, and then goes back and anticipates where the next pass is going to be for the steal. Leads the break, looks up, sees Gilliam, who streaked out immediately to get the easy score. Coach Lynham, knowing he needs a stop and a quick score, likes it right there. Says, we're still in this thing. And Bird says, I can't believe I just did that.
Timeout situation. Boston with 2 left. Sixers 2 and a 20. We come up on 1 minute to go in the fourth quarter. Boston with the ball. They lead by 5. Lewis. Barkley trying to draw the foul. And Reggie Lewis hits the friendly roll. 14 for Lewis. And the Celtics with a 106-99 advantage.
Sometimes it's that close in the game. If it's called an offensive foul, the Sixers have the ball 5 down with plenty of time. Instead, no call. The basket rolls in.
Gilliam. Kept alive by Hawkins. Here's a 3-point attempt by Green. Yes. Ricky Green from 3-point range. And the Celtic lead is 4. So the Sixers continue to fire away from downtown. They're now 5 for 17. Unusual high number for Philadelphia. Bird guarded by Gilliam. They're down to 5 on the shot clock. In no hurry, and now fires one. Shaw with the rebound with time running down. Boston will just try and hold the ball. You see the time left in the fourth quarter as a timeout is ticked. No, a pushing foul is called. Sixers giving the foul. Ricky Green with his first.
The strategies were there from both sides. The Celtics were waiting to see if they were going to get fouled. When they saw that the Sixers were going to play it out, they just ran the clock down. The Sixers needed the rebound.
And Hawkins gives the foul. Now the 76ers over the limit, so Brian Shaw will go to the line for the first time. He's an 83% foul shooter.
And that's the problem. You think you have the right strategy. You're going to play good defense, stop them, get the ball back, call timeout, advance it down the floor if you don't have anything easy. But then when someone breaks down and doesn't block out, they wind up getting it back. Now you have to foul.
Boston 11 for 11 at the foul line. As we mentioned earlier, the best foul shooting team in the league. Sixers take the timeout with 5 7/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. And the Celtics now leading it 108 to 102. Thanks to our producer, Tommy Roy, our director, Andy Rosenberg, our statistician, Mr. Stats himself, Elliot Kalb. High point man of the game, Barkley with 35, Hawkins with 23, Robert Parrish, 26 points, 18 rebounds, Larry Bird with 23, shooting 9 for 20, including 4 from downtown. Kevin Gamble, 16. D. Brown with another strong game off the bench, 15. And Brian Shaw, 10 points, and 10 assists. Well, next Sunday here on NBC, it'll be Detroit and the Spurs of San Antonio from the Hemisphere in San Antonio, Texas, starting 12:30 Eastern Time. San Antonio and Utah right now in a virtual tie for first